The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Welcome to the Dogish podcast, the podcast dedicated to dog parents and the topics, events, and personalities impacting their lives. My name is Sylvia West, and I am a certified professional dog trainer and dog mom at Dog Up in This Bitch. With me, as always, is my fabulous co-host, Jasen Arias. He runs Forever USA. That's it.
That was like super exciting. That is the difference between an intro in the afternoon versus some of the intros at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Can I be honest too? I took a nap.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So my brain is like firing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah. So today's guest, first of all, I should say we're diving back into the wild and wonderful world of dog sports.
Yep.
So that's happening.
Pun intended.
Yeah. And
we're making a splash into the
yeah, we are. Just one though, not two splashes.
Right.
Anyways, this is Katie Cones. She's 17 years old, which is mind-blowing. She's already competing internationally with agility, nationally with the sport that we're going to dive, definitely pun intended, into this week, which is dock diving. So let's just get to it, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I want to introduce you to Katie. She's super fun. Perfect. Well, welcome, everybody. How are you today?
Good. Oh.
Super good.
I am super excited. I'm really excited to meet you, Katie and Dash, and whoever else you're introducing us. Who do you have on your lap there?
This is Max. He's he's asleep, but he's one.
He's like,
He's a border collie puppy. He's like, I don't want to wake up. He's taking his afternoon nap.
Oh.
And how many border collies do you have?
2.
Just the 2 of them?
Yes.
Are they related or no?
Not more, but I'm only 17, so I don't think my parents would love it.
Awesome.
But yeah.
And are the 2 of them related or no?
They are very loose. Dash is actually related to like very far cousins from Max's dad. So yeah.
Oh, so a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit related.
Yeah.
Well,
Very cool.
we're so excited to have you because you are not only a dog mom, you are a sports competing competitor.
Yes.
Yeah, with your dogs,
yes.
Which I mean, we've already taken our listeners down the agility rabbit hole.
Right.
But this is a sport that I actually know very little about, but am really interested in.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted you to kind of talk to everybody. First of all, what is dock diving? Like, break that down for everybody.
Okay. So basically it's about a 50 feet, running space. You go up a ramp and there's about 50 feet of turf usually. It's just a line. And so you can put your dog at the very, very back of the 50 feet, or you can put them at the very front, wherever you want. And so a lot of it I found out is figuring out their striding, because, you have 50 feet to use. That's a lot. And a lot of dog strides are very different, and you have to make sure you have their measurements right, or put him back at the right line to put his back feet, just to make sure he doesn't jump early. There's a lot that goes into it that I didn't really think about when I first started. And then
when did you first start?
So I was 12 when I first started, and I had my golden retriever. I actually started with agility with her. And then when I was about 13, I started doing dock diving with the border collies just Dash. So I got Dash about a year after I started doing agility with my golden retriever, because she's 9. and she just didn't seem to enjoy it much. She honestly enjoyed going and seeing the judges much more. So the Border Collies, I just realized they loved water and had such a high toy drive, So I thought it would be fun. And so I just started doing it in my pool outside in my backyard. And then I figured out you can go compete. And that was really fun.
Wait, so this is something, so you like found out about it and you started training just at your pool?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of things were self-taught when I was 12. I didn't have much of an idea of what I was doing, but I just knew I wanted to get in the jump. and
were you just like throwing things into the pool and
yes, I was
hoping they would, okay.
Yeah. So I started him just on the steps in our pool, because no dog, unless they're crazy about water, is going to jump straight into the deep end. So I would start, slowly getting him used to it. So the first step, just like throw the toy in, just make it like a super fun game and just like have him get it and like praise him, all that, and throw the toy to him out of water a couple times and like just so his mind isn't super focused on it all the time and just, and so I'd work it up every single day until I got to the point where I could have the toy. I could put him in a sit stay and lead out and throw the toy and he'll go get it while I'm throwing it,
And I'm assuming at 12 years old, you didn't really have any other experience training dogs before that.
Not at all. But I mean, I loved my dogs and it was my favorite thing to do ever. I would get home from school and spend hours outside with Dash. And I think that's why he's so good, is because I just spent so much time with him.
So now you and Dash, you compete together?
Yes.
Okay. So hold on a second, because I'm trying to
I know, I'm wrapping my brain around all of this too.
Everybody needs to just pump the brakes. I'm trying to make this like visual for any of our listeners who like have never,
right.
I'm sure everyone now is like profusely looking up dock diving, but it literally is what it sounds like. It's a dog running to the end of a dock and leaping into water.
Right.
And then they go for distance, like how many feet they...
Yeah. So
how does that work?
Right. So there's markers on the side of the pool. And so it shows every foot, and there's a couple divisions, but it's where the base of their tail lands, which I find pretty interesting. Because wouldn't you think it would be where their paws land? Like I always thought that, but apparently
the base of their tail. So like,
the base of their
basically
tail.
Where their butt lands.
Yeah, pretty much. That's just the proper way of saying it.
Oh yeah,
we don't have to be proper
here on the Dogish podcast. We use naughty words like butt all the time.
All the time. Okay, so where they're I'll be appropriate. So where the base of their tail lands,
right,
is now. Are they judged? How do they break this down? Because like I imagine that. Like my tiny Pomeranian is not going to go nearly as far as Dash the Border Collie. Right. So what does that break down to?
So there's a couple of divisions. There is novice, junior, senior, master, and elite.
Okay.
Dash is an elite, which is the highest you can jump. So of course he's competing against all these Malinois and those huge dogs, which is pretty difficult. But and they also have like a senior dog, like a division for older dogs, and a lap dog division, which is little dogs. So only little dogs compete against little dogs, and bigger dogs compete against bigger dogs. I've seen the dock diving, especially like with the labs and retrievers and I've never considered a lap dog diving event, and now I really, really want to watch this.
Okay, I'm going to need to learn more about this. We have to take a quick break.
Okay. Like all I see is pugs flying 2 feet to the air and plopping like a potato.
Oh my gosh, that's your max, Jason.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
All right, so like we've gone on this quick little journey, like, and all these things are opening up in my mind. You're 12 years old, and you decided to,
which is just nuts, by the way.
Right. And you're going to teach your dog and yourself how to start dock diving just at your pool. And now, did I read correctly that you're on like a team?
Yes. Well, we're on Team USA for agility. So we were supposed to go to Finland last summer and then Portugal this summer, but of course for Corona, it got canceled.
So this isn't just like a local sport for you. This is something that's taking you all over the world.
Yeah.
So are your dogs like really, really good at this? Like, are they just the best? Like, tell me who we're talking to here. I want to know. Are we just sitting with celebrities in the dock diving world right now?
I don't know. Dad, I would say he's pretty good. His personal best is 26 feet 6 inches, which is a lot for a little 30-pound dog. But
hold on, how many feet?
36 feet. 26 feet.
26 feet 6 inches.
Okay, now here's where my brain gets really curious. So you told us. It's just you and I talking today, Katie. Don't worry about everybody else. Okay, so you've got 50 feet of running.
Right.
Before. Now, does he use all 50 feet? I mean, how do you even begin to figure that out? Like, oh, my dog only needs 10 feet for the best launch.
Right. So Dash, I usually send him back like with maybe 4 feet before the end of the dock, just because he has a little problem with jumping early. He just gets so excited. And, if they jump early off the dock,
you're losing footage.
Yeah, they're losing. And so we're at a point where it was just like he was jumping 3 feet early. And it's like, oh, I really could have used those 3 feet, you know? But yeah, a lot of people, you know, who are just getting started like to put their dogs really close to the dock. Like that's what I do with Max. If I want to, you know, just get him really comfortable with it, it's just to put him really close to the water. So it's just not a lot of running. It's just more simple. Like, oh, it's right there. My toy's right there. My owner's right there. And I can see the ramp. I can see everything, you know? But a lot of people put them all the way back just so they can use all of the feet to their advantage.
And so being based in North Carolina, so you're traveling all over, or have the opportunity, like, do you travel all over the world fairly often?
Well, see, my mom and I, we usually go on trips, usually every weekend, almost every other weekend. So sometimes we'll do dock diving, fast cat, and agility in one weekend at one place, which is what we're going to do next weekend. But
what's the other thing you just said? Fast cat?
Yeah, so it's basically just a straight 100-yard dash, and he usually gets 7.5 seconds, which is equivalent to 27.5 miles per hour. So he's fast too.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really fun getting to travel, and especially my favorite part is spending time with my mom and like getting to watch movies in a hotel, and it's just so fun to get to do a dash. But yes, we do like to travel a lot. We just went to Tennessee a little bit ago. We'd gone to New York or New Jersey when I was 14 maybe with Dash, and he got his personal best there, so that was good.
And so what does mom think about all this? Is mom there today?
No, she's actually at dinner with my grandparents, but she loves it. We love going on our little trips, and she's always been like amazing at supporting me. She's the financer of all these trips.
She's the one that invests into this race team.
I see.
Exactly. And you know, it's like I'm really, really grateful for her because she's so like, it's such a blessing. You know, she takes me everywhere and really wants me to do well with the dogs and let me get another dog, and encourages me to practice every day. And so yeah, she definitely loves it. She is insane about dogs, just like I am. So
that's where you got.
Is that maybe where you got it from?
Yeah.
100%. We have 4 dogs.
Okay. So, and 2 of them are yours, or?
Yeah. So,
okay.
One of them is a golden retriever I used to train when I was little. And then one of them is a miniature poodle. So she's really cute. She's my mom's favorite.
Now, does she go in the lap dog division? Be honest.
No, she doesn't. She's too scared of water.
No flying poodles.
No, I wish, but she used to do a little bit of agility, but not at a serious level.
Oh, so everybody competes in the family.
I guess so. Yeah, everyone used to, except for Zoe.
Okay.
The little one.
Competitive family.
And so was mom doing this kind of stuff even before you did? Like, or was this?
That's what everyone asks too at competitions. They always ask, oh, so like, were you into it first and got her into it? But my family had never heard of it. I don't even know how I heard of it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like you woke up, you're 12 years old, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to teach my dog how to competitively leap into a pool.
Yeah. So where I got Max from was my mom used to live next to her parents and knew her when she was little, and now she breeds border collies, does dock diving. She has like 14 border collies, and so my mom's known her for a while and we're really close with her.
That's got to be a fun house to visit.
Oh, it's so fun. There's plenty of dogs running around everywhere, and so we got Max from her. So I definitely, she helped me a lot when I came up with it. My mom was like, oh my gosh, you should totally reach out to Bree Benton. Like we knew her when she was little, and she has border collies and competes. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe. And so I did. And that's definitely what got me into dock diving. I would not have done dock diving if my parents didn't know them. So that was definitely a big part of it.
Okay. And then it just hooked. Like you just started with it, and it was something that just grabbed you and hooked you in.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
How many people are competing in dock diving? Like maybe whether it's in North Carolina, which you're located, or nationwide or world, like how would you guys rank in that? Like how many people are competing?
Well, there is a lot of people, I would say. And, you know, the thing I love about dock diving is all the people are so friendly. They're so outgoing. So that's amazing. They're so encouraging. But every year there's nationals in Orlando. And so you kind of meet everyone there, and there's 2 pools there. But, you know, it takes a while to get to your dog. So I would say there's a good amount. You just have to get into it and see how many people are at each event, and, you know.
But these aren't always at pools either, right? Are these at lakes as well?
Sometimes, yes, they are at lakes. Yeah, I've never gone to one at a lake. I almost did, but I really want to do that.
Because
how do they just put like the measuring?
Right, this is what I was going to ask.
Rope?
They just put measuring, I think, on some floating devices. Maybe, I might be wrong, but that's, I think, what I remember. So, yeah, that's really cool to me.
And then you mentioned that you're even doing some other sports with them as well. So did this, it started with dock diving and then it slowly just transitioned into other sports?
Well, it actually started with agility, and then dock diving was my second sport that I started doing with them, and then fast cat.
Okay, so we've got 3 different sports that we're doing.
Yes.
Anything else? Is there another sport that you're like, get your eyeballs on?
Not necessarily. Dash does love Frisbee, though, and he's really good at it. So a lot of people have told me I should enter in some Frisbee trials, but there's not much around me, so there's just not many trials held.
Yeah.
But I would love to do that. It would be so much fun.
I mean, I think what's the most fascinating thing for me when we start getting into like this dog sports world is exactly how many sports there are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think that there really can be something for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and for every dog, because like you said, your little poodle is not a fan of the water. My Hunter, who is a Pomeranian mix, looks at a pool as though it's a hot lava pit. Right. So, you know, dock diving, definitely not a sport. We actually compete in scent works together. So that's our sport. But yeah, I would say, okay, if you were going to give somebody advice, like let's say somebody's like, you know what, I really want to give dock diving a try. Given that you started it when you were 12, I feel like you'd be a great person.
With no guidance, just kind of
just doing it. I think you'd be, and now you're like going to nationals. I think that you would have some pretty sound advice on like how the heck to just do it.
Yeah. Definitely. I think a lot of it is just positive reinforcement for the dogs, because I know, and I've definitely seen a lot of people that don't really, you know, necessarily compete in dock diving, but I've seen a lot of people try to push their dogs into the pool instead of guiding them into the pool. I've seen people literally, you know, just, all right, go, you're in the water now. Yeah, which but I just don't think that that's the best way, especially if you have like really sensitive dogs like border collies or just working breeds. You know, you got to start them off right. It's just very positive reinforcement to get them to love it. And then once they love it, everything will just be so much easier. All the training, because if they love it, you know.
I think you mentioned even like toy driven, right?
Oh, that's a big part of it. Yeah, for sure. Because my dog's Dash doesn't really have a way he feels about water. He'll jump in if I throw a toy, but Max, I'll look in the backyard and he'll be swimming around. So Dash,
he's just in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
What are some common breeds that you see in dock diving?
Definitely a lot of Belgian Malinois and
I could see
a few border collies, a lot of labs, golden retrievers, whippets. Actually, I see a lot of those. So yeah, I would say that's the majority of the breeds. There's some hunting dogs too. I've seen a lot. I've seen almost every breed there at dock diving competitions. It's kind of rare that you only see a few.
So if there was somebody that wanted to I can imagine like some of our listeners are sitting at home right now and they're thinking, well, my dog runs pretty fast and he's jumping my fence every week to get out and it's a 7-foot tall fence. Maybe he would be good at this. Like, what are some indicators or something that people could try just to find out if this would be a good fit for them?
Okay, answer that question when we get back from our break.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they could be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, we've broken down even like some of the basic steps as an owner of how to get started, but how might I identify that my dog enjoys doing this? So like right before the break, we were talking like there's a lot of us out there that think our dogs are fast and strong and all of these things, but how would you even know if this is something your dog would enjoy doing?
Definitely. I think you said that they love the thing about loving jumping. There's an event in Dogs where it's just a like extreme vertical. So it's not out there, it's just up. So the point of it is that they have to jump high. So if they're really good at jumping things, and it's really good alternative because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, jump! I can have them jump really high and have them land on the ground. But I think dog diving is really good for that because there's no impact. They can jump high and they're going to land in water and they're not going to get hurt.
So you're not seeing a lot of injuries in this sport in particular?
No, definitely not. So yeah, a lot of that. And if they're fast runners, that can be a lot of it because that fast running definitely helps.
Yes, they're kind of like launching.
They are, yeah.
Their bodies are like pew off the dog.
Exactly.
And then splash down.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what happens if a dog's tail is docked in a dog diving competition? How hard is it to then find their little stop mark?
I think I heard someone say once that there's a couple bubbles that come up right where they landed.
Oh.
So I think that could be some of it. I'm not completely positive if I heard that right, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So
see, now my mind automatically goes to like, was that dog gassy? Like the impact of his belly hitting the floor.
I don't know. I guess it might just be like, who knows?
It just happens.
Yeah, I guess so.
How many judges are there?
There's usually one judge, and they just take breaks throughout the day.
Is it like a photo finish? Like they take a picture so that they're certain, or the judge is like, close enough?
They just they really get close to, because they have a sheet saying their averages, the dog's usual averages, and so they can kind of determine, oh, this dog jumps more in the 20s, this dog jumps more like to 14 feet. I'm going to stand by the 14 feet or the 20,
So does this sport work like in rounds? Like, is there like round 1, round 2, round 3?
Right. So you get, it's splashes basically. So
Okay.
Hold on. They're called splashes? This
Yeah.
just got cute.
Yes. And so you get one practice jump if you want it, and 2 real jumps that are going to be measured. So each round, and you can put your dog 2 times in a round. It works different at some competitions, but most of the time it's just you get 1 per round, 1 jump, and it just goes by the hour basically, which you can imagine sitting out in the sun is not the best all the time, but it's fun.
And how many teams are typically at an event?
I really can't remember what it was like before Corona, but there's usually about 30 dogs, maybe, I would say.
Wow.
Sometimes more, sometimes less.
That's a long day.
Yeah, it is.
Now, does your dog get 2 consecutive jumps, or it's like they do a jump and then like an hour later they jump again?
No, they do 2 jumps, so maybe every hour. So you have your time during an hour where you get, say, 5 minutes up on the dock, I think that is. And so in that you can do 1 practice jump and 2 jumps back to back. But, you can take your time on the dock and let your dog rest. But, so yeah, it's just one after the other most of the time.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you're 17 now. You're already competing at agility. I mean, you're already on Team USA. You're traveling the world. You're doing dock diving competitions every weekend. How often are you at these competitions?
During the summer, we actually do dock diving way more than we do it in the winter, just because there's no competitions and it's cold and their muscles aren't relaxed. And so usually we do agility more in the winter and dock diving more in the summer. So it just
wow.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here, Katie? Are you just going to be a professional competitor?
Yeah, that was something that I was interested in, because we even talked about how mom is the investor in this.
Yeah,
team.
mom's financing everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But what are some of the, in dog sports, obviously in human sports, when you get to the pro level, there's, money to be made there and sponsorships and all these kind of things. Right. Is there a similar environment for dog sports like that?
A little bit. We're working with the AKC right now, just for our Instagram page and to promote things that they want to promote and all that. But it's just a starter thing. But I really don't know, because there's not much money in competitions at all. There's really not. But I'm sure once you move further up, that'll change. And I know a lot of people, what they usually do is just going into training and holding clinics or having lessons, finding a place to do it at, all that.
Because I'm seeing we need Dogish life vests. I'm just going to put that out there.
And I'm thinking in the future, I'm just going to come to North Carolina with my Pomeranian and you're going to teach us how to dock dive.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll come to a Katie Cohn's dock diving clinic.
Sure.
And we'll
So do you do any coaching, Katie?
No, I don't. I just don't think there's just not many people who compete around me necessarily. There were a lot in Texas. There was a good amount in Texas, but not necessarily near me. So I don't really think I would have the best opportunity for that, honestly, just because of where I live and my age and all that.
Well, I mean, if you're on the team, I mean, it sounds like you've got the qualifications. Yeah. So is that what the AKC JOAWC team is?
Yeah. Yes.
Very cool. And I think the other thing to think about is like, you're only 17, but you've literally been training dogs for 5 years.
That's true.
That's more experience than a lot of trainers that I know out there who are training dogs professionally.
With 1/100th of the confidence.
Yeah. And about 10 times less titles.
Right.
So do you have any fun ribbons? Because I know in Scentworks they have like these not so crazy ribbons. Same with agility. Do you get fun ribbons?
We do. We love our ribbons. We get a lot of ribbons on agility weekends. It just depends for dock diving. They have qualifying jump ribbons in dock diving and a new title.
Is this Dash?
Yes, this is Dash.
Hi, Dash. Dash. Hi, bud. Oh, wow.
Oh, you got a head tilt and everything.
Hi, Dash. Hi. Oh, my gosh. He's so handsome. He's like, this woman in this tiny square knows me.
Oh,
so how old is Dash now?
Dash is 4.
Oh, wow. So he's still got a long career ahead of him.
He does. Yes.
Yeah. And then when are you going to start Max, you think?
In about 5 months.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's not right. 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's
coming up on it.
Yep, I know. I forgot.
So
when you say starting, is that like just start training? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Sylvia.
You can start weaving, like doing a lot of the agility equipment around about 14 months, just to be safe. But you can do contacts a little earlier than that. But yeah,
like jumps and stuff you kind of keep down.
Right.
Well, what about rock diving? Because I know you said that that's really low impact.
Mm-hmm. It's I think it's 8 months. It might be or 10.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they can start competing at 8 months.
So does he compete in dock diving or just Dash?
He hasn't yet because there hasn't been many because of Corona.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
I know, we keep forgetting.
Well,
it's summertime. It's time for that Corona stuff to be over.
I know.
So this summer, if all goes well, are you planning on competing both your boys in the dock divings?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, is there going to be a sibling rivalry or how's that going to work?
I don't know. They've seemed to really like each other so far.
Whose ribbons are going to get to hang on the fridge?
Oh.
Because that would matter to me.
Dash has a lot of ribbons that we don't really have room for. I'm pretty sure they're just in my laundry room right now. They have their own little box, but
wow,
it's a lot to keep track of. Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of.
So, I mean, you said that you're traveling most every weekend. So are you doing like 20 to 40 events every year?
A little less than that, but mostly yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're everything from the dock diving to the agility to the
Fast Cat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're going to take one more quick break and then we'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone someone being bullied online, you can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Okay, so I'm looking at Dash and Max's Instagram account, and there's a ton of great pictures and all this stuff. You've got over 5,000 followers, but they've only been doing this for like less than 4 years. Like, well, Max hasn't done anything yet. And so like what has your experience been, even just sharing this in the social media communities and making connections with other people online?
You know what? It's been really great. I've met a lot of great people and a lot of girls my age, which has definitely been nice. I mean, I didn't start his Instagram account until I was about 13. So, but yeah, 13, 14. So there's been some bad experiences, I will say, just with the girls my age. A lot of them can be, I don't know, who knows, very girl-like, we'll say. Oops, I guess
I didn't say it. I didn't say that.
I mean, I know how they are. I am one, you know. So a lot of that's been
the good news is, Katie, a lot of that goes away when you get to be
exactly
not your age.
When you get old, like Sylvia.
Yeah, when you get all old and whatever, and then you start to realize, like, oh, Jake, I need my fellow. Like, we should be building each other up. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but you know, I could see where, especially at your age, how many other girls your age are competing?
You know, a good amount of them, I would say. There are a good amount that don't, though. A lot of them just train at home or facilities and just don't compete. But a good amount of them do compete, I would say.
So is it a younger group of people that are doing the competitions?
No, well, actually, it's all, I would say, people past their 60s.
So it's all over the board.
Yeah. So people past their 60s, teenagers, you know, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, everyone. So yeah, it's definitely a lot.
So the way I see this, Katie, is you're like the new generation of dog mom that's coming on up.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, so you're 17 now, you're living at home. You said you can't have any more dogs, but if it was your choice and you were your own woman doing your thing, how many dogs would you have? Be honest.
Oh gosh. Ooh.
That many, huh?
Depends how big of a pool she has.
Yeah. Realistically, I would probably see myself having more like 4 dogs, 4 border collies.
Oh, you want 4 border collies?
That is my favorite.
No mini poodle.
No mini poodles. No, the bark is too much. It's too loud, too high pitched. I cannot handle that. But I mean, if it was really up to me, I would have probably like 9 border collies or more.
Oh, wow. That's a big jump.
Realistically, never see that happening, but you know.
Never say never.
Just need to get enough property and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So your dream is you and 9 border collies at a dog diving competition.
That would be fun.
Reigning supreme.
Mm-hmm.
You think you would need a really big box for all those ribbons, though?
Oh, yeah. That would be a lot. That would be a lot of entry fees, a lot of vet bills.
That's a lot of, that's
it's a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There has to be some
Yeah,
opportunity
all
for
my
some
finances
sponsorships out there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Start covering some of that, especially if you're fairly successful. Like, what if they, like, maybe a top ribbon? I'm assuming, like, have they won a few competitions or?
Dash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, he generally, if he gets a good run in agility, if he gets a good jump in dock diving, he's generally coming in first, just because of his speed and all that.
Yeah, see,
that was very casual.
Yeah, I know. That's what I feel like Katie's been holding back on that.
She's like, I mean, generally he wins.
Yeah,
what am I going to say? Generally, he's number 1. Generally.
But that doesn't mean he never really qualifies all the time because he's a fast dog and I can't keep up with him most of the time. You know. So when he does qualify, he comes in first, but that doesn't always happen. So.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, what else might you share, like as we kind of like wrap up the show and dog sports, like if there was something that you could share with the guests out there, what would you tell them to look for in dog sports?
Oh.
Like, why should somebody get involved?
You know, I think it's like, it's really cool because it's something you don't really experience every day because you're not competing in the sport with people. You can't communicate with them. You can't talk. Like, I can't talk to Dash. I can't have a conversation with him and say, hey, like, why'd you go around that jump? Don't do it again. Why did you hesitate at the end of the dock? Why'd you jump early? You know, and it'd be so much easier if I could talk to them, if I could have conversations with them. But unfortunately, I can't. And so it makes it very difficult because it's hard to communicate with a dog when you have no idea how to talk to them. You just have to kind of use what you can when you learn about them. And so I feel like it definitely makes you closer with your dog. And it's just really, really fun to have a new experience like that where you're not necessarily talking to humans and coming up with a plan. You're just trying to do the best thing for you and for your dog and trying to figure it out. And so, and when you do well, when you win, it means so much, you know. It's just so exciting. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe I did that with a dog. Like I made the dog, I had the dog do that. Like it did it for me. Like
I could totally see that being a great bonding experience.
Oh yeah, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, for sure.
So would you say Dash is your best friend or your soulmate if you picked?
Well, he really loves me. You know, he's such an amazing dog. When I leave, when I go out of town or anything, he will just lay on my bed until I get back. He will not leave. He also opens my door. He knows that I open doors, and he taught Max that, which is great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so he'll open my door to come in and sit with me all the time. He loves me. He's so sweet. He's such a good dog. He has such a kind heart.
Amazing. All right. Well, we've come to the end of our show. I can't believe it. And if you've listened,
almost as fast as Dash.
So fast. Well, if you've listened to a couple episodes, then you know what time it is now. So, Jason,
are you ready for your dog dad joke?
I'm ready. Katie, are you ready for this?
Nobody's ever truly ready.
I mean, I just hope it's on theme.
I tried to keep it. It's not that much on theme. Like, how cheesy do you want it to be? Like,
okay, Katie, on a scale of 1 to 10, cheese factor.
Maybe like a 7. That would be like a good.
Ooh.
Yeah, good level.
Okay, I'll stick with this one. All right.
Oh.
What does a dog get when they finish obedience school?
I don't know.
Their pet degree.
She said, ha ha ha.
There you go.
You should not have made it that way. I just expected that.
See, I get him every time.
Oh my goodness. No, her reaction is what got me. I would say that was a 7 on the cheese scale.
Thank you.
It was. He really, yeah.
You know, it was cheesy, but not so cheesy that you're like, oh.
You're like, yeah. Horrible.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Thank you so much, Katie. This was so fun chatting.
Keep us updated and let us know how Max is doing as he gets started, and send us some messages.
We can't wait.
Yeah, we want to definitely follow both Dash and Max and you on your journey through all of this. This is fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank y'all.
I want to thank all of you for joining us today on the Dogish podcast. I especially want to thank Miss Katie, Dash, and Max for joining us. How sweet was it seeing Dash up there and give us?
Oh my gosh!
Right? Like,
every time I said his name, his little head tilt. Come on!
I think that's the first time that we've actually had dog communication on.
He was
like talking and seeing us.
Yes, he was like, there are people in this box.
Right. Yeah, saying my name.
Super smart boy. Today's episode was very informative. Thank you to Katie for joining us on her first ever interview, which I feel there will be many. I can't believe she's only 17 and she's already been a dog trainer for 5 years.
Make sure you go check her out on social media. They've got a great account over there. Lots of awesome pictures of them doing all of these events. And as always, we will have all of our links in the show notes down below.
Yes.
And
you can find her at Border Collie Dash, by the way, on Instagram. You can actually see Dash doing some splash.
Max will be on there soon too.
Max should be up there by now. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see ya. We'll hear ya. We'll be here next week.
Until next time. See you guys.